DSS surveillance at Kuje Correctional Service raises concerns over planned rearrest of Abubakar Malami. The office of Abubakar Malami San has expressed grave concern over reports of plans by government security agencies to rearrest him immediately upon his release from detention, despite being granted bail by a court of competent jurisdiction. That court is not competent. Why are they bailing him? Why? Why are they releasing him on bail? Because of what? Has he returned all the money that he stole? Statement Mohammed Bola Bello Doka, Special Assistant on Media to Abubakar Malami San, revealed that the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) has previously declined to effect his release, frustrating a valid judicial decision. Intelligence suggests that operatives of the Department of State Services (DSS) have mounted surveillance and are on standby to execute the planned rearrest on trumped-up charges. That's good for him. As EFCC they release and DSS say they catch him, it's good. The move has been condemned as a grave assault. You hear this man on constitutional safeguards and an abuse of state power. The way he too was abusing power now when he was there. That's good for him. Undermining public confidence. If he's on top Malami, let them undermine public confidence. We don't care. Undermining public confidence in the justice system and raising serious questions about respect for judicial authority. We place it clearly on record that the safety of Abubakar Malami San, his family and his staff is under serious threat. How now? How is he under threat that DSS want to arrest him? I don't understand. Any act of intimidation, unlawful detention, or harm arising from those actions must be fully accounted for by those responsible. The office of Abubakar Malami San has called on relevant authorities, the legal community, civil society organizations, and the international community to monitor the situation and prevail on security agencies to act within the confines of the law for somebody that is a thief. The office of Malami, who is the person that is talking on his behalf? Are you people okay? Abubakar Malami San has consistently demonstrated his respect for the rule of law and readiness to submit himself to lawful judicial process. I beg you, if he wants to submit himself, he should submit now. Why is he running? He should submit and vomit everything that he has swallowed. Aminu says he never see anything yet. He really never see anything yet. Savior Kana says, okay, now I will inform the IG of the police that there is surveillance at the Kuje Correctional Center. Sorry about that. It's part of the challenges. What is this one saying? Innocent says, Malami is a criminal. He's a thief. Let him dance the same music he played for Innocent in Americano. No court proceedings yet. Let him pay for what he had committed in Nigeria since Malami used in Americano case as a cover-up while he dealt with Nigeria. As Andy Oma says, once involved all manners of grammars are imported on abuse of justice system that's favorable. We ignore the rule of law when held to it. Malami was there and judicial processes were abused to advance government interests to the detriment of individuals. How many of the EFCC cases were pursued with dexterity? Even his group, SANS, will regroup to deliver him as they did on 25% votes for Abuja. Yes, they are aware of the enormity of his act on Abacha loot, what he ought to protect. So he should vomit everything that he has eaten before they release him. Oyegoke says, now I believe in Mrs. Of course, now karma will definitely always catch up with you. And you say, so the idiot still get office. You can imagine the office of Malami. Which office is he having? Richard Okpara says, this time is different though. It's no longer the time when we follow the old order that said the evil that men do lives after them. Nay, these days believe and practice. The evils that people do, it lives with them. QED. A very good example is former AGF. What is good for the goose? It's also good for the gander. Nemesis has spoken loudly. Yes, it has. Abby Jones says, no problem. Both the DSS and others are learning from the example that Malami said you get during his time as AGF. So it is very good for the same thing to happen to him now. He never obeyed court order, so why should they obey when it comes to him? PC German says, which relevant authority during his time as AGF does he expect court orders? Let the DSS move in, no big deal. Exactly. Edmond says, I beg Parker Jare, which law and his respect are you talking about? No, Sabio. Abuaji says he shouldn't only be arrested though. He should be sent to MK cell in Sokoto. He has some questions to answer. Abeg. Michael says Malami may be arrested if there is a new discovery. Bino Baton Lori Ejekin no. It's not over until it is over. Malami has to face the music. Yes, he's already facing himself. Someone says you have set the precedent before now. That's how you do it. And they learnt it from you. Now life na turn by turn now. Now what they've learnt from you, they are putting it into practice. Shaking now. MX Peterson says, Oga, you are joking. A nemesis will buy him in this case. He must rip through this case. He never obey court order. So how dare he now wants the incumbents to obey the court order? Malami must start RIP. He must start RIP. Churchill says, Malami, when you were the Minister of Justice, you did worst. You never obey court order. They say you never say anything. No. Say you never say anything. Patrick says, I laugh in Chinese language. See who is quoting rule of law. In Nigeria, once you are no longer in power, you remember rule of law. Except in the days of the military, no other AGF violated rule of law like Abubakar Malami. He has no moral grounds to talk about the rule of law. What goes around, it comes around. He should drink the same cup that he served others. Case closed. Case closed. Victor says, so this guy is no law and constitution very well. See them quoting constitutional safeguard and abuse of power. Don't mind them. Such shamefully can out from that quarter. The abuse of power was extreme during Malami's reign as Minister of Justice AGF. Let him have a dose of his medicine. Abi. Solid says whoever is in Malami's office composed the rubbish called press release should explain to Nigerians how Malami behaves during his time as injustice minister. Don't mind them. The man says, the Bible says as you have done it shall be done to you, and your days will return upon your own head. This is karma at work. Good night. Ochikotoni says, not the first person to experience such. It's a common occurrence here. Abdulmamon says, it all depends, especially if the offense is scorching. Very, very scorching. Haliru says, justice for one, justice for all. Free Kano, Kyari, Malami, and others. Justice delayed is justice denied. Guess 1377 says, during Malami days, there was no respect for the judicial system exactly, so why should they respect it during his own time? Christopher says, nonsense, Malami that was so lawless and brutal in his days of office. This man brushed aside the so-called rule of law and never ever obeyed nor submitted to anyone. So why should anybody obey? Oh, it's good for him. Victor Sidney says, Malami armed robber wife and son, criminal family of thieves. Don't mind them. Jerome says, see people where they talk about public confidence and respect for judicial authority. Shame on you, hypocrite. Nigerian law are too strong for the ordinary people and weak for those in power. Don't mind them. And listeners, don't forget to like, to share, to subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.